Yes, good morning. So, guys, let's begin the session now. So, we have yesterday, I just seen this. I just brush it up on. So, guys, here we have a Azure Data Engineering. Wherein the Azure Data Engineering, as you know, it's a bunch of cloud services where you have a data migration, data integration, data summarization, and data visualization. So, these are all the tasks we can perform it by using the Azure Data Engineering. Okay, the next one is what? The data. So what is data? From where do we receive the data? So data is a major part of all. And here the data is what, everyone? The data consisting of the following. What is that? We can receive the data from the following sources of data. What is that? What are the sources we have it, guys? We can have the following sources of data. What is that? The data we can get it from the social networking sites. Okay, we get the data from the social networking sites, that is Facebook, Insta, X, which you call it now. Previously, it was a Twitter. Then you have massive, that is nothing but this generate the massive amount of data. And next one, you have a data which is generated by human and machine. That means that is you and me and the machine. Machinery means what? ECG, CT scan machines, etc. Xerox machines, okay, scanner machines. These all generate the massive amount of data. So that is what called as what? Huge data. And the third one is what? Live streaming process data. That means what? The data which we received from the stock market, guys. Every minute, every second, the value keeps on changing. So this is the value we have it. So all together here you can see, guys, big data. Here we can say it as what? Big data, guys. Here we can say it as what? Big data. Here we can say it as what? Big data. The massive amount of data, whatever we have it. Here, this kind of a data is called as what? Big data. It is called as what, guys? Big data. Big data means what? Huge volume of the data is called as big data. And this is classified into three categories. What is it? Structured data. Then you have the semi-structured data. And the third one is the unstructured data. That means what? We can have the data in the following form: structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. Structure means what? The data which is kept in the proper form of a rows and columns. The data which is kept under the proper form of what is it, guys? Rows and columns is called as what? Structured data. And next one, what is it? You have it semi-structured data. Semi-structured data means what? The semi-structured data is a data where we have the data recorded in the form of a JSON, HTML, XML, etc. Whereas this is the example of a semi-structured data JSON format. As we know, the JSON format is nothing but what? JavaScript object notation file. Okay, guys, JavaScript object notation file, where it is nothing but what? Key value pair. The data is recorded in the form of a key value pair. So what is key value pair? All the keys here, that means all the columns are keys. These are the values. So how to write it? So ID is the key, 112 is the value, name is the key, alien is the value, and salary is the key, 30,000 is the value, job is the key, a software engineer, SC is the value. Can you see here? The numeric, the characters are placed under the quotes, and can you see here? The character are placed under the quotes, and normal numeric is giving in the normal form, guys, normal way. Okay, so this is nothing but, guys, here you have what's it. Okay, here you have what's it? Key value pair. Here you have what's that? Key value pair, guys. That's it. Okay, here you have what? Key value pair. Okay, so this all, that is, these are the keys and these are the values together, they are called as what? Key value pair. That's it, guys. And unstructured means what? Basically, you will not have any structure for such kind of a data. Basically, you have what? No files for no. Yes, guys, there will be no exactly. There will be no kind of, what is it? Unstructured data means totally unstructured. It is totally, it is unstructured, guys. Totally, it is unstructured. Okay, totally it is unstructured. There will be no proper structure for the data. There will be no proper structure for the data, guys. That is called as what? Unstructured data. There is no proper structure for the data. That is called as what? Unstructured data, guys. It is called as what? Unstructured data. It is called as what? Unstructured data, guys. Okay, there is no proper structure for the data. You guys, there is no proper structure for the data. Hence, it is called as what? Unstructured data, guys. It is called as what? Unstructured data. So now, guys, the next one after this, everyone. Okay. So the basic job of a data engineer to analyze the data and convert the data from the unstructured format to semi-structured format, semi-structured format to structured format, guys. Unstructured to what's it, guys, everyone? unstructured to semi-structured, semi-structured to structured, guys. This is the format of the data, guys. Semi-structured to unstructured, unstructured to semi-structured, semi-structured to structured. So once the data is converted into structure, then you will take the data as normal data. That's it. That is the job of a data engineer. But whereas whatever the structured, semi-structured or unstructured data you have it, where do we store it? In Azure, we store it in the Azure, guys, data storages. Azure data storages. So what are the Azure data storages? We have it. We have the following Azure data storages, guys, where we can get the data. That is called as what? Azure data storages. So here we can say the following Azure data storages is here. I can say Azure blob storage, Azure blob storage, and then you can have what's it? Azure data lake, Gen 2, and the third one is what? Azure SQL database, Azure SQL database, guys. Azure SQL database, Azure SQL database. Here, what is it? Azure SQL database, Azure Data Lake Gen 2. Okay, Azure Data Lake Gen 2, Azure SQL database. Then we have what's that? Azure Cosmos DB, Azure Cosmos DB, guys. And the fifth one is what? Azure Cosmos DB, Azure Cosmos DB. Then you have what's it? Azure Elastic Pools. And the sixth one is what? Azure, okay, guys, Azure Cosmos DB, Azure Elastic Pool. Okay, guys, Azure Elastic Pool, Azure Cosmos DB, and okay, we also have the Azure Synapse Analytics, and then you can also have what is it, guys? Azure, okay, virtual machines. Okay, virtual machine. Okay, so many more are there. So totally, if you count it on the tips, okay, it will be what is it? Again, you have the one more database that is called as what? Azure MongoDB. So one more thing, MongoDB is also there. Okay. So likewise, guys, you have all the storages. So we can say if you calculate all of them, guys, it comes near to 90 plus. It's not exactly because every day it's keep on updating it. So you can say it's 90 plus storages. Okay, it says what's it? 90 plus storages, guys. What's it? 90 plus storages. 90 plus storages, we have it. But every storage you can store different type of data, such as you have a what's it? Azure blob storage. Guys, the Azure blob storage can store any kind of data, structured, semi-structured, or the unstructured, whatever the form of data you have, it can store that data. Azure blob storage. But what is the drawback you have in the Azure blob storage? Yes, it cannot store very massive amount of data. It can store up to maximum of 500 TB data, guys. 500 terabytes. And what about this one, guys? You have it. Azure Data Lake Gen 2. It can store all the kind of data with unlimited form. With unlimited form. And the next one, what is it? You have it, guys, here. Unlimited form. Okay. We say what's it? Unlimited form. Unlimited format of data. We can say unlimited format of data. Azure SQL database means what, guys? Here, as you have Azure SQL database, only structured data is supported here. The rest of all the data is not supported. Only the structured data. Okay, only structured data will be stored. And that size you can define it as per your convenience. Cosmos DB means what, guys? Cosmos DB can store two types of data. What is that? Structured and the semi-structured. Both the type of data is stored here. Okay, so hence why? Because it uses no SQL database. There will be no SQL. There will be no SQL, guys. SQL language, we don't use it. That's the reason. And here you have elastic pool. Elastic pool means what? Pool is a place, elastic pool is a place where you have multiple databases stored. So guys, multiple databases stored. So hence we can say Azure elastic pool. So elastic pool means what? It can store only the structured data, guys. The rest of the data is not supported here. Rest of the data is not supported here. Okay, you can say what's it? Rest of the data is not supported here. Okay, guys. Rest of the data is not supported. We can say what's that? Everyone, we can say what's that? The elastic pool, guys. The elastic pool is nothing but what? The elastic pool is nothing but what, guys? The elastic pool is nothing but what? We can say, okay, we can say what's it? The Azure elastic pool. The Azure elastic pool, it can store structure because multiple databases will be stored in a place. That is, one Oracle database is there. Okay. In the Oracle, you have a production database, sales database, information DB, all those will be recorded in one place. And here we call it as a Azure Synapse Analytics. Azure Synapse Analytics means what? It is a final layer of a data. The data finally will be stored here. This is which is called as a data warehouse of Azure. So as you know that this is the data warehouse of Azure, everyone, as you know that it is a data warehouse of Azure, guys. Okay, it is the data warehouse of Azure, which is the final layer of the data, which is the data warehouse of Azure. Okay, guys, which is the data warehouse of Azure. You can say, guys, as it is a data warehouse of Azure, here it is called as what? No SQL database. It is called as what? No SQL database. It is called as what? No SQL database. There will be no SQL in the database. So hence, and limitation, you can increase it and decrease it about this one. Okay. Okay, there is no limitation. If you want more limitation to store, that you can design it here. That's not a problem. Okay. And then you have the virtual machine. That means a parallel machine, you can also install it here. Suppose you wanted to get the virtual machine, or you want to get the SQL server. SQL server is what? Basically on-premises product now. And Azure SQL is what? It's an it's in the cloud, cloud for product, cloud service or the cloud product. So now, if you have to get the data of the Azure, from the SQL server to the Azure SQL database, at that time we will can install a parallel machine where you can install the SQL server software and then pull in the data here. Okay, that is called as what? Azure virtual machine. And MongoDB is also similar to the Cosmos DB, where it can store what is that, guys? Where it can store what is that? Where it can store only the structured data, guys. Okay, sorry, it is just like structure and structure and semi-structure. Both the format of data is supported in the MongoDB, because both of them, they don't use the SQL as a language of coding here, guys. Okay, that's the thing we have it. Okay, then apart from this, guys, what's the next thing you have it? Let's try to go ahead, everyone, and start with the okay, Databricks components. Databricks components. That means here in the Databricks, what are the components we have it, or what are the properties, you can say, guys. The Databricks will run on the following. First is the resource group. First is the resource group. So what's the resource group you have it, guys? Everyone. First is the resource group. So what is the resource group you have it? Let us say after the resource group, what's it you have it? I can say, guys, the resource group is the collection of what? Workspaces. And now the next one, what's it you have it? Workspace. Workspace is the collection of what? Cluster. And the cluster is the collection of what, guys? Cluster is the collection of notebook. So guys, here you have a resource group, workspace, cluster, and notebook. This is the structure. That means this is how we are going to work here physically, guys. This is the way you are going to work physically here into the Azure Databricks. What is it? Resource group, workspace, cluster, and notebook. Resource group, workspace, cluster, and the notebook, guys. Okay. So that's it now. After this, so how does it work? Let's try to see this here. Okay. So first of all, the resource group you go. Resource group is just like a main folder, guys, a normal main folder. So in the main folder, what you do, guys, everyone? In the main folder, we store the files. Am I right or not? So just go to the desktop. I'll take you my desktop. I'll share you the screen now. So this is my desktop. See, here I have many files are there. Can you see it? I have files. Folder is there. I'm just opening the folder. Can you see it? The folder consisting of what? Files. The folder consisting of what? Files, guys. Many files are there. The folder consisting of many files. So in the same way here we have the same. What is it, guys? The folder consisting of files here. The folder consisting of what? Many files. Okay, guys. So in the same way, this kind of a folder here is called as what? Resource group. The resource group is the folder wherein you have many files in it. Resource group is a folder where you have what's that? Many files available into the yes, guys, many files. The resource group is a folder in that you have a many files, guys. So you can say resource group is a folder and this folder has many files. Okay. So in the same way, here that means files. That means here the resource group. Everything you create, whether you create the workspace, cluster, or notebook, everything, it will go and store in the resource group only. So finally, it will store in what? Resource group. Upon the resource group only, it will store, guys. So hence it is called as what? It is called as a resource group. It is called as what, guys? A resource group here. Okay. Okay, guys, resource group. So you have a resource group. Under the resource group, you have a workspace. Now, guys, let's try to see the workspace. So let's take an example, our of Zoom link right now. Can you see it? I'm using the Zoom link, everyone. The Zoom link is in front of you. Just open the guys participants. Uh, just click on the participants from your computer or mobile phone, wherever you're using. You will get the all attendees list here. Okay. Now tell me, this meeting is hosted by whom? By the DurgaSoft. And hence the DurgaSoft is called as host. And rest of all of us are called as what, guys? Rest all of us are called as what? Yes. What should you have it, guys? First of all, you can see this is Zoom link. Huh? In the Zoom link, you have what's it, guys? The first one is the host, rest of all the guests. That means this whole meeting, whatever we have it is controlled by the host. Because host can start the, yes, guys, because host can start the meeting, host can end the meeting, host can carry out the meeting, everything can be done by the host only. Am I right? Everything can be done by the host only. So hence, can you see here? Hence, what is it we have it? See, hence, what is it you can have here, guys? So DurgaSoft is the host. So this meeting is arranged by DurgaSoft, and we all are the attendees here. Okay, we all are the attendees. That means a workspace is like the Zoom link, where can you see here, where it controls the whole session here. So can multiple users, that means multiple users can work into the single session. That is called as the workspace. That means we have all users now, guys. This all users can work into a single session. So this is called as the workspace. Multiple users can work multiple users can work into a single session without leaving the current session. Okay, is called the workspace. So workspace allows, guys, workspace allows multiple users to multiple users to work, multiple users to work, okay, into a single session, into a single session without leaving the current session. Okay, so this whole thing is what? Workspace. So workspace is like your what? The Zoom link, guys. The workspace is what? Just like your Zoom link. And the next one, what should you have it? Cluster. So guys, can you see here? When you go back to the same link, this Zoom, that is nothing. Zoom link is providing multiple users to attend the session. Am I right? Multiple users to attend the session. Multiple users to attend the session, guys. Wherein multiple users to attend the session. ये दो डालना, ये आधी डालना, ये आधी डालना, ये एक डालना, दो ही किचन. Okay, guys. So here you have what's it? Workspace. Workspace allows multiple users to work into the single session without leaving the current session. And the next one, what is it you have, guys? Cluster. So what is cluster? Basically, can you see here when we see the cluster here, guys? Cluster is nothing but, okay, guys, cluster is nothing but what? The cluster is nothing but basically it is like a Zoom link where you have two type of users are there now. The first user is the host, and rest of the users are called as what? Guest here. The all rest of the users are guests, though, guys. Host and guests. Host and guests, the same thing. The can you see here? Cluster is nothing but has two type of machines. Two types of machines. Cluster has two types of machines. That is that is master node. Node means machine only, guys. Worker node. Okay. Master node and the worker node. These are two type of machines. Two type of machines. Cluster has two type of machines. Master node master node, and the next one is called as what? Worker node. Master node and what is that? Worker node. Guys, here you have two type of machines. What is it? Master node and worker node. Master node and the worker node. Master node and the worker node. Okay. Master node and the worker node, guys. These are the two type of machines we have it. Okay. Master node and the worker node. Master node and the worker node. These are the two type of machines we have it. Master node and the worker node. Master node and the worker node, guys. Okay. So here, these are the two types of machines we have it here. Master node and the worker node. And now when we talk about the master node, guys, when we talk about the master node, so what is a master node? Master node is nothing but, can you say DurgaSoft is the host now. Likewise, here you have a master node. DurgaSoft has a right to start the recording, off the recording, start the meeting, end the meeting. Am I right or not? So here, uh, the same thing. That means, and what about you guys? You can join the meeting and leave the meeting. That's it. But you cannot use all the features now. The whole features is rest with what is that? DurgaSoft only. The same thing here. You have two type of machines always. Those are called as what? Master machine and the worker machine. Master machine and the worker machine. Okay, master machine means what? It controls the whole session. That is, all the commands you give it here, that commands will be processed by the master node only. But whereas later on, the same will be sent to the worker node. That means in the master node, the data will be transmitted. The data will be sent to the worker node. So that means all the processing of the data, guys, all the processing of the data, everyone, all the processing of the data, all the processing of the data, guys, all the processing of the data will be, okay, all the processing of the data will be, what is that? All the processing of the data, all the processing of the data will be done by the worker nodes. Initially it is done by the master will distribute the job to feed it to the worker node. That is the thing you have it, guys. Okay, so we have two type of nodes, master node and worker node. And what is the notebook? Notebook is nothing but what, guys? Notebook is nothing but the user interface book. The user interface book. It is nothing but what? The user interface book. And this user interface book includes what? The following. What is it, guys? We can write the commands in the following languages. What is that languages? We can use the SQL language. We can use the R language. We can use the Python language. And we can also use the Scala language. And we can also use the PySpark, which is the combination of Python and Spark language. Okay. So we here, as a part of this course, we are going to see the PySpark. That is nothing but ADB with PySpark. What's that? ADB with PySpark. ADB with PySpark. ADB with PySpark, and also Spark SQL. So these are the two important one we are going to see. What's it? Spark SQL and ADB with PySpark. Okay, ADB with PySpark and ADB with the Spark SQL. Okay, so these are the things we are going to see. So as a part of this Azure data engineering, as you know, as a part of this Azure data engineering, guys, we have following. What is that? We have the following things. Azure data engineering includes the following. What is that? The first one is the ADB. First one is the ADB. Next one is ADF, Synapse. Okay, guys, ADB, ADF, can see it. What? ADB, ADF, and the Synapse. And we also will see Fabric. Okay, then we will see machine learning, and then we'll see OpenAI. That's it. These are the things we are going to see it here. Okay, guys. So now we are starting with the first product, or we have already started with the first service of this Azure, that is called as ADB. So we will see ADB first, ADF second. Previously we used to do ADF first. Now this time I have placed it into the second position. I wanted to show you first ADB, then we'll go with the ADF, then we'll go with the Synapse. And this thing, so I'll give you the basic introduction and how to use it. The basic feature I'll tell you about all these three. These three we will see it in detail, guys. The all case scenarios we're going to see. Okay. So that's it, guys, for the day. And from tomorrow onwards, you can join the session at 7 a.m. and the link will be different paid link from tomorrow onwards. Okay, it will be a paid link, so you can just get it register, and the link will be sent to your email ID, so you can check and join. And meanwhile, if you want any kind of information regarding the subject or anything, okay, regarding the videos or anything else, you can just contact me directly. I'm giving my number in the chat box, and here it is there on the notepad also. Okay, so everyone, you can take this, guys. Okay, so that's it for the day. Any questions if you have, you can just ask me now, please. Yes, guys. Hello. Any questions? That's it. Thank you, guys. I'm ending the session. Bye bye.